Hey guys, what's up? SaberMarker1 here, and we are back with more news on the world. Oh my god. We have more news on the Overwatch World Cup. I'm sorry for stuttering and all that's just beginning, but we have oh my god, I might as well restart, but we're doing it live. Not really, but still. We have information on groups C and D. The Sydney qualifiers just occurred over the past weekend, and if you did not watch it, watch it. Go back and watch it. It was so much better than groups A and B. A and B were pretty boring, pretty bland. Everything I expected happened in A and B, really. Well, maybe not everything, but most things I expected happened. So, let's get into it. We're going to start, of course, with Group C. Group C contained teams Sweden, Australia, Portugal, and Italy. Sweden was ranked 4th, Australia was ranked 13th, Italy ranked 20th, Portugal ranked 29th. So anyways, I have all the matches in order this time, unlike last time where I did not have anything in order. So, the first match was, in Group C, was Australia versus Italy. Australia had a lot to prove, and I predicted they wouldn't make it to the World Cup, like to the next stage, because of how they performed last year. Australia proved me wrong with the team. I expected to upset them. I expected Italy to upset them, and Italy disappointed me there. Although I was rooting for Australia because I liked their team and everything. Australia beat Italy 4-0, which was big for the Australian squad. And plus, it's in Sydney, Australia, the qualifier, so it's good that you start off strong at home against the weakest team in your group. And we'll get more on that later. The second match was between Sweden and Portugal. This match shocked me. Sweden and Portugal tied 2-2. Portugal, let me just look really quick. Portugal's lineup was really solid. Kyler was really good. I'm pretty sure he was a diva player. I'm pretty sure Kyler was a diva player. Horthick was a DPS. He did really good. Addicted was amazing on Tracer. Like he had some really good moments, but he also was he's a rising star according to people. And Gray was a great Zenyatta. He did really good, and he was a pretty good Sombra too. Anyways, back to this. Not the player rosters. Portugal had a really solid lineup, and I expected them to tank this group, but they did great. They really did. So anyways, Sweden tied out with Portugal. And Sweden, they're a 4th place team. You cannot lose to the 29th. You cannot tie the 29th ranked team. That throws the group out of whack, which I thought it would. I thought it had a very good chance of being Australia and Portugal, being the two teams moving on. Sweden now had to run for their money. However, they had a little bit of help in the next day, seeing how they had Italy as an opponent. Sweden swept Italy 4-0. Italy was really looking weak in this day. Like, they did not look strong at all. They had so many problems. They lacked communication. Italy, yeah, they did not perform well at all. But then Sweden versus Australia. Oh wait, sorry, I skipped one. Australia versus Portugal. They had some help here. Australia swept Portugal. Australia beat Portugal 4-0. I figured Australia was going to run with this. They looked very strong. But then there was a day 3, of course. In day 3, the first matchup was Sweden versus Australia. Sweden defeated Australia 3-1. That was very, very convincing. And because Sweden beat Australia 3-1, that knocked Australia down from 1st in the group to 2nd, because they had a loss and Sweden only had a tie. That's all it was good for, really, was deciding who would have made it. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I believe if Australia would have 4-0'd Sweden, I think Portugal might have actually made it to the playoffs instead of Sweden. That would have been interesting. It was that close. It was down to the last game. Because, of course, Italy versus Portugal, Portugal 4-0'd Italy. So, yeah. So, with the records, Sweden's match record was 2-1-0. And Australia's was 2-0-1. Portugal was 1-1-1. Italy 0-0-3. For the game records, Sweden went 9-3. Australia went 9-3. And Portugal went 6-6. Italy went 0-12. The first team to go 0-12 in the World Cup. They didn't win one game. So anyways, what better to do than to go on to Group D, which had teams Finland, Japan, Spain, and Vietnam. Finland was ranked 5th, Japan was ranked 12th, Spain ranked 21st, Vietnam ranked 28th. So let's start this off with Finland versus Vietnam. Finland, being as dominant as a team as I assumed they would be, destroyed Vietnam 4-0. I think there were a couple of moments where Vietnam looked like they could have took a map off Sweden, but they didn't. Finland managed to beat out Vietnam. Japan then faced Spain, and again, this was a huge shocker to the casters. I thought Japan was a very solid team going into this, but apparently no one else thought so. They shocked the group by tying Spain 2-2. Apparently they thought it was just going to be Finland and Spain just running through the group. So, you know, Japan, I was rooting for Japan a little bit. Finland and Japan I was rooting for because I like Time Out and Envious. Although I was liking Spain because of Harry Hook too. But yeah, Japan, and really surprised with the tie against Spain. Finland in the next day faced Spain. And this was a shocker to me when Spain 4-0'd Finland. I did not expect that at all. I thought Finland was probably going to 4-0 everyone in this group. But they got 4-0'd, and that really killed this group. It threw everything out of whack. Then Japan faced Vietnam, and again 4-0'd Vietnam. So both day 2 games on both sides were 4-0s. That means there were 4 games, and all the games were 4-0. Not very exciting that day. And then the next day, though, Japan faced off against Finland, and Finland needed a 4-0 on Japan to have a great shot at making it into the cup. Or into the playoffs. If they 4-0 Japan, they would have they could have made it. But Japan tied out with Finland 2-2. I don't understand that. They tied Finland and Spain and 4-0 Vietnam. That's just shocking, really. Wait, I just need to check something. Okay, yep. And then, I'm sorry about that, yeah. The 2-2 on Finland, that was a great moment for them. Then, Spain versus Vietnam, the last game of the group stage. In this section, in the Sydney qualifiers. Spain 4-0'd Vietnam. If they got 4-0'd, they probably wouldn't have made it. No, they wouldn't have made it. If they got 4-0'd, Finland would have made it, but that was a very long shot. So, Vietnam had not won a game yet. So, I don't understand this because it's saying Japan was 2-1 with a game record of 9-3, but they 2-2 tied with Spain, 2-2 tied with Finland. They should be 1-2-0, not 2-1-0, with a record of 8-4. This is throwing me off. I don't understand why that happened. Then, okay, well, either way, then going on, Spain was 2-0-1. They're saying, it's like saying Japan beat Spain. But, let me check the match results. Japan did beat Spain. My bad, guys. I messed that up. That's my bad. So the first game in Group D, Japan beat Spain 3-1. I am sorry. I don't know why I remembered it being a 3-1. Okay, this makes sense. There's my spotty memory. It threw the group stage off for Japan beating Spain 3-1. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry. Japan was 2-1-0 then, with a game record of 9-3. Spain was 2-0-1 with a game record of 9-3 as well. Finland was 1-1-1 with a game record of 6-6. And Vietnam was 0-0-3 with a game record of 0-12, just like Italy. So let's move on to the brackets for the top 16 showdown, they're calling it. Japan faced off against... Oh wait, let's start with the first one. Which was Sweden and Spain. I thought Spain was going to come out with a much better showing, but Sweden beat them 3-0. That's all there is to it. Spain was very lacking, I felt, and Sweden just swept them. Very easy for Sweden. There wasn't much like of a contest there. Then the next game, oh boy, watch this game before I say the results if you can. Japan versus Australia. That was a very exciting game. I'll give you a few seconds to click off, find the VOD or whatever for Japan and Australia. Or if you're here, you just want to hear the results, or you already did it and you're just listening to the recap. Japan and Australia. Australia beat Japan 3-2, the first non-sweep of this series, and Australia made it to BlizzCon. So the 4 teams in BlizzCon so far are China, France, Sweden, and Australia. And for the top 16, it seems like the matches are China versus Sweden in the first round, and France versus Australia in the first round, or quarterfinals, whatever you want to call it. So I believe it's this weekend, but either way, let me just see match results here. Okay. Not sure when these are. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up just so you guys, so everyone knows. I just want to make sure everyone is, like, aware of when everything is going. Okay, sorry. Is this the World Cup? Yes, it is. Okay. It says in 9 days. I am confused on when this starts. I'm just gonna look up some. Okay. Okay. It's in 1 week. I checked this weekend to see if it's on. Oh, sorry. Here's the dates. August 4th it starts. So it starts on August 4th. So I believe it's this week. I'm checking my calendar. I'm sorry that this is it's dragging on the video, but I'm trying to figure out when this tournament is, when these qualifiers are. August 4th is a Friday. It's not this upcoming Friday, sadly. It's next weekend. So August 4th to August 6th is the Katowice qualifiers. So if you're interested in that, go check them out. And the Burbank qualifiers will be the weekend after that. So, who's in the Katowice qualifiers, if you're wondering? The last thing I need to go through. In Group E, it's 2nd place South Korea, 15th place Netherlands, 18th place Poland, 31st place Austria. In Group F, it's 7th place Canada, 10th place Russia, 23rd place Singapore, 26th place Turkey. I personally think Group E, South Korea is not going to drop a match. I think it's going to be 12-0. I think Russia's going to advance to the top 16 as the first place seed. Canada might be as second. They could flip-flop, I don't know, but that's what I'm guessing. And I'm guessing that it's really either going to be Netherlands or Poland who advances the second place team in Group E. But yeah, either way, I'm SaberMarker1, and thank you guys for listening to Overwatch News, the Sydney Qualifiers. I'll see you guys next week for some more news on Overwatch, I guess. Professional Overwatch news. It's kind of the channel name. So I'll see you guys then. See ya!